Hi guys, Jasmine here, and today I have for you a very interesting update. I am finally out of Sanctum. I freed myself from the Sanctum prison. Well, people call it prison, but for me it was just paradise. No need to roll maps, no need to worry about map mods, just pure currency. It was amazing, but I finally had to go and do my atlas. So I figured out how long would it take me to finish the entire atlas if I just paid someone to get me all of the maps, pre-roll them so that I can just plug them in one by one, and at the same time also plug the divine vessels in to the maps that have bosses that give me some pantheons and do my pantheons at the same time. So turns out it took less than 2 hours to complete the entire atlas, 100% completion with all unique maps, with all the bonuses, as well as getting all of my pantheons done at the same time. Under 2 hours. So I did that and I got now all of the maps. After that, I quickly did all of the invitations. I did all of my watchstones. I killed every single one myself except for the Uber Elder, because the Uber Elder fragments are simply more expensive than the carry. If you want to buy the Uber Elder fragments, the fight itself is going to cost you more than it costs to get a carry from someone. So I just did that in the effort of saving some money. While running the breaches, I think, for the invitations, I also dropped a Rislatha's coil that was extremely well rolled, so I got 9 divines for that. I sold it as well pretty much immediately because it was very well rolled, like max roll on some of the modifiers, like huge amount of life as well. Really amazingly rolled belt. So I sold that, and now I have all of my favorite slots. I have all of my atlas points. I have 132 out of 132 atlas points, and I can just blast. During that, I also made about 300,000 gold, so I'm gonna probably now just go to T17s and continue farming some gold and then engage with the league mechanic. But this just goes to show you how different priorities can completely change how you can play the game and what you can do, right? Because most people think, okay, in order to make money, I need to complete my atlas. But it's actually the other way around, right? Completing the atlas very often will make you poor unless you have a very specific strategy related to completing the atlas. But a lot of people prioritize completing the atlas or doing some other things, or specifically going out of their way to level their character in a certain content or whatever, and they're not prioritizing currency, and then it takes them way longer to do the currency. And then when they finish their atlas and they get their currency strategy going and they get their build going eventually, they gradually increase the power of their build, and then they end up in the same spot that I am at 2 weeks later, right? So this is a massive difference because I am accomplishing the exact same things, but I am doing it in a different order that favors me, because I completed my atlas, the entire atlas, while having a Mageblood already, while having 50 million DPS character, right, already, insanely fast with lightning warp, just jumping around. All of the, for example, when I did Shaper, I could just jump through the big gaps, to go between phases with the lightning warp. It was amazing. It's such a useful skill. And while doing the lower tier maps, I was just lightning warping through it, and I didn't need to pick up anything. Don't pick up any of the small currencies, don't pick up any of the cheap maps and then they're useless later, rotting in your stash. I don't have to worry about any of that. Immediately just quickly switched to my very strict filter. I made the very strict filter for this league updated, and I posted it on my Patreon for Patreon supporters as well if you're interested. But I swapped to that quickly just so I don't have to see all of the low tier maps. So anything below T15 just doesn't show up on my filter, right? And I don't have to ever interact with all of that stuff. If you look at the way I'm playing this league is insane, because if you look at my pilfering ring, right, I actually picked up some transmutations, unfortunately. I don't know why I'm showing them on my filter. Somehow, I don't know, they dropped from something, a big stack maybe. But earlier today, I had a screenshot where I had fewer transmutations picked up than mirrors, and fewer augmentations than mirrors and sacred orbs, right? So it's an absolutely insane ratio, and that's because of running Sanctum, right? And prioritizing just getting currency. The crazy thing about Sanctum is also it's such a low amount of trading. You're not buying scarabs, you're not buying materials like chisels or anything like that. You're not even selling that much, right? Because you're just getting raw divines, that's most of your currency. And then the other things that you're getting are things like, for example, smaller currencies like that you're selling in bulk, right? Like you're getting orbs of unmaking, and then you're selling like hundreds of them for divines in bulk, and you don't have to make that many trades. So very minimal trading, which saves time, which means you have more time to be more efficient and farm more money. So the same thing with the Atlas, right? I don't have to struggle through the Atlas and do it slowly while my character is weak. I get my character strong as fuck, and then I just blast through it. I don't have to worry about, which Kirak strategy, which Atlas tree. I didn't have an Atlas tree. I completed my Atlas without allocating the points. I didn't even bother with allocating the points. And after I finished the entire Atlas, then I allocated my points to fit my strategy that's gonna be for gold farming. I think Red Vials, a streamer, has like a strategy for gold farming in T17 maps, and that's probably what I'm gonna be doing. And I just copied the Atlas tree. I maybe make a next video about it to see how it went for me, and I'll update you like how much gold I made. I'm probably gonna make like, I don't know, at least 1 million gold before I enter King's March for the first time, and then we'll see how much I can upgrade with that million. But yeah, that's basically it. That's the update for today. When it comes to my character, I haven't really changed anything after getting the Mageblood, so I'm gonna put the POB in the description and you're gonna be able to see exactly what I have. But this character is completely fine to play like through the T17s for me. It doesn't have any defense. The only defense is basically we're freezing things, right? So I have like freezing, like proliferation from Blast Freeze on a medium cluster jewel, and that's my defense. I don't really have any defense, and I'm completely fine with that. I might rework the character later to be a little bit more tanky and be a little bit more like comfy to play, in terms of like you don't have to dodge anything and you don't have to worry about the mods. But for now, I'm just playing it as a glass cannon and I'm having fun. And if this is something that you would like to do, then you can just copy my character and enjoy it. And as you can see, you can complete your entire Atlas in less than 2 hours with this character, and it was very, very fun to do. And the only unfun part would be like if you have to buy all of the maps, right? Like instead of like progressing, but it still would be like similar amount of time to just regularly progressing the Atlas. But that's basically the update for today. Next time I will see you with a lot more gold than this, so stay tuned for that. POB in the description. Thank you for watching and see you guys next time. Bye bye.